Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report, part 2 out of the final practice for the Celtics before they head out to Las Vegas on Friday, begin their Summer League schedule on Saturday. I believe they're going to be playing Miami to open up this. They'll also play Golden State, Milwaukee, among others, play 5 games total out in Vegas before coming back here and getting on with the rest of the offseason. Probably going to hear about some roster announcements, introductions next week that we may be out in Vegas for while the Celtics introduce them back here. Stay tuned for that. But when it comes to this roster, we kicked it around on Tuesday. Go check out our roster preview, which is over on Celtics All Access. Go subscribe there for all our coverage out in Vegas this week of Summer League. There's always one guy, right? You got real deal people that could contend for a roster spot, rotation guys. Those are always part of Summer League and the big stories going in, but there's usually one fringe guy on the roster, maybe two, who'll get everybody going, make a few plays, stand out, have a big performance. Yao Madar, probably the guy who filled that role last year for Summer League. This year, I think there's no doubt it's going to be Trevion Williams, who goes undrafted, 21 years old, plays a couple years at Purdue, redshirts that first year, coming in over 300 pounds, not a guy physically who projected to translate from a dominant high school career into a college career, but he shed that weight in a hurry. Had some injuries in high school, as well as some personal challenges he went through, whether the death of an uncle, living in Chicago, moving to Michigan. He went through a lot growing up, and he took on a lot of weight, lost it all within the first couple of years of Purdue there. Went from, I think, about 325 pounds, now down to 260-ish. So still a big body, guy that's going to project to play the 5 in the NBA here. But passing skills, like if you read the scouting reports, probably nobody else in this class. A guy that can swing passes on the drive, kick out to the perimeter, make them out of the post, be a threat to score inside. I believe he shot around 65% at the basket last year. No real jump shot threat. I think he went 5 for 14 from 3 in his final year at Purdue after not shooting jump shots before that. So not a ton to look for there. Poor free throw shooter. Offensively, his game might be limited to that passing, but that skill he has, that one great skill, is elite. And you're going to see it in a hurry, whether it's flashy behind the back stuff, no-look passes, driving and kicking even, initiating offense. Are those things that the Celtics are going to find valuable for their roster here? Because they have two-way spots open, Matt Ryan, Broderick Thomas on this Summer League roster, but you do want to find some projects that you hope are actually going to grow, develop, and maybe impact the team out of those spots. And Ryan didn't really have time to do it, so you could see him being back, but Broderick Thomas, who was there all year, didn't do too much for them. So Williams at that 5 spot, where they're a little thin right now, where the options out there aren't great. Tristan Thompson, Hassan Whiteside, Dwight Howard, among others. Trade candidates like Mason Plumlee or Dwight Powell, who are really expensive when you start to factor in the tax. Does Williams show enough to maybe get in the conversation for that 5 spot? I'm not counting on it. The defensive deficiencies are pretty significant, especially a guy playing at a higher weight there. Can he move his feet? Can he rotate? Can he switch even? They played him in a drop scheme at Purdue, which Celtics will do, but for a guy like Rob who can protect the rim at elite level, I'm not sure Williams is going to be able to do that, but still, got to keep an eye on. Guy who has a cool story, a guy who's going to make the NBA somewhere, or play in the G League at a high level. Could it be with Maine? We'll see. Hopefully, he'll continue to stick around this organization, but keep your eye out for him. He'll be one of the most exciting players on the court. I think at this level of competition, he'll be able to really dominate, but does he show enough to get involved in that big man race? The story of the offseason right now is how the Celtics are going to fill that center spot behind Al Horford, Robert Williams, after their target, Thomas Bryant, signed with the Lakers within the last couple of days here. So he's off the board. Almost every quality 5 option without significant red flags or age or injuries, they're all off the board at this point. So how are the Celtics going to spell Horford? How are they going to spell Rob or deal with a Rob injury? Those are key questions now as this offseason comes to a close. And the fact that they have a guy in camp in Summer League who could maybe, if he shines, if he shows out enough, impact that spot in some way. That's really exciting on a roster that overall doesn't have a lot of hope or aspiration for being part of the Celtics rotation next year. So, and remember, calm.com/garden, 40% off. Another name you'll want to have part of your summer routine as you relax, unwind, and try to find your inner peace or better sleep. Summer's a good time to really get back to some good habits, and Calm, whether it's yoga, whether it's the sleep sounds, whether it's bedtime stories, or a number of different things, even curated music tracks, it's all there, and it's all a big help for us at the Garden Report as we head out to Las Vegas on the road next season. Go support our sponsors, and if you do go get a premium subscription, calm.com/garden, send the receipt to John Zanis at John_Zanis. He's giving away a Cedric Maxwell shirt to someone who supports the Garden Report and supports Calm. So once again, calm.com/garden, 40% off premium subscription. I'm Bobby Manning at the last Celtics practice here in Boston Landing. Check us out, Celtics All Access, CLNS Media, all week at Summer League as we head out there on Saturday for the Celtics opener.